you now. Go ahead, just shut up. Thank you.
Up above are succeeding as well.
Fucking thing's stupid.
One. Now I will make a swift, daring exit and run back to the village. Meet you there.
Little fucking Oregonians. See, and god damn, that shit strong, boy. Damn, boy. Delicious.
You have my thanks, Lieutenant, as well as my tribe's friendship.
Thank you. I assure you, we will do everything.
The totems have fallen silent above ground. I assume you and Him-Jas were also successful from below. The beast should move on now. I do not think they will trouble us any more than they did before all this. In large part because of your efforts, we were able to find common ground and the desire to communicate. I have personally apologized for our responsibility for the bloodshed, and they have been gracious enough to accept my sin. Olik was trying to protect his people, and we understand that. But his actions cost lives on both sides, and for that he must be punished. You have my enduring gratitude.
Thank you for your part in this. Our intention was never to frighten the citizens here, but we did not listen to them when they expressed their concerns.
The tribe will be telling stories of this for many years to come, I am sure. The mighty Him-Jas, with his faithful partner, Slash. The tribe will flourish now that we are no longer fighting with the Imperials. As for me, I will continue performing heroic deeds across the coast. Please. No.
Ooh. Hmm. There we go. I like that. Right now we're gonna run everywhere because straight up my horse would be like slower than me.
Oh, wow. Look at you. You're so big. Oh, no. It was good that you came to help me. I didn't want to be in there any longer than I was.
Was that a random event? That was fucking cool.
There is an aura of death about you. A quite dour and pervasive one at that. It's a good thing we found each other. I can patch you up in no time. Just need to identify the source of your spiritual malaise.
I didn't mention that.
Of
I feel
course
a little
you do.
off.
To quote the famous ghost hunter Claudina Ildane, we mustn't shoulder the burdens of those who are gone. Their weight is light on the body but heavy on the mind.
Heavy on the mind. What should I do?
Well, the next step is complicated. I need to identify the spiritual passenger you are dealing with. Have you been in any locations rife with death lately? A terrifying cave or a haunted ruin? A forsaken forest, perhaps?
Were we in a cave or a ruin just now? That little underground passage? A cave.
That makes sense. Subterranean places attract all manners of woeful entities. They reside within the crevices, hide behind boulders, and wait beneath black pools. Did you encounter anything in the darkness?
Beasts and monsters? Green ghost dogs, and skeletons with green goo on them. Beasts in men and myrrh?
Your passenger seeks the familiar to distract them from their plight. They hide in you to enjoy a dull likeness of the life they left behind. I'm afraid it will never be enough to satisfy their craving. Now tell me, how are you feeling?
Excited!
I believe you are afflicted with the lurking type spirit. These entities wait in lonely places for hosts and avoid detection by settling deep into the recesses of your mind. Shall I begin the cleansing rites? Be gone, undead traveler. Let this living host be free of your blight. Grandmother? How did you get out here? You should be in your grave.
You were always my least favorite grandchild. Will you not allow me to enjoy my afterlife?
May the spirits leave you in peace.
Now, wait, was that your grandmother? Your grandmother was in me? God, your fucking scar is nasty. What did you do? Pack it full of fucking... What is that? They used to pack them full of hay? What a dummy.
I admit it's quite a story, but I know that... Greetings, traveler. If you've come to witness the marvels and mysteries of our troupe, I hope you haven't traveled far. Our performance is postponed indefinitely. On account of drama, ironically
What
enough.
seems to be the problem?
There's a more sinister mischief in Farmer's Nook than the sort the House of Reveries trades in. I hear of townsfolk disappearing, only to turn up and act oddly. We only set camp
Oh my God, the
recently,
Institute.
but the locals fear we've somehow caused their plight.
Here's an idea. If you walked in without that getup on, maybe, just maybe, they wouldn't think you caused the blight. I'm starting to think you caused the blight.
None. That farmer Hesef said his sister was among the afflicted, and she died recently. At least he thought she died, but she left no corpse. I must clear the troop's name. With the locals wary as they are, though, I need help. And I can pay. Hesef mentioned that 2 of his neighbors also had loved ones vanish. Braden DeVoe and Jahuz. Speak with them. They may be more open with a less Grandiose, traveler. You might also speak with Hesef directly, if you wish.
You just got here, bitch, and you remember those names? Who are you?
Any other day, I'd claim to be the lost princess of Piandania and regale you with tales of my exploits, but now's not the time for such frivolities. My fellows and I are entertainers from the House of Reveries, here to perform across all of Tamriel.
What is the House of Reveries?
I've been greatly disappointed with how often I've gotten that question since we departed from Somerset. There's not a soul in the Isles who hasn't heard of the Manor of Masks and its famed performers. But Tamriel will know it. Theater, conservatory, circus, salon, temple. The House of Reveries wears as many guises as we do. It is the ancestral home of all the performing arts in Somerset, and the world, if you believe some of the sapiarch. Sleepy little towns like Farmer's Nook are the most in need of an escape from the mundane. We came to offer them some mirth and mystery, but it appears we've been upstaged. Well, our true... I've been great...
Okay.
So, working with the mummers. They may seem strange, but you're safer resting at their camp than at the inn. Not to say Braden runs a poor establishment, mind. There's just strangeness afoot in our little village. Folk have been going missing of late, including my sister, Seal. Never for long, a few days. Just enough to plant a worry before they wander back as if nothing happened. But something did. Weren't her memory. She could recall details down to where she last left the salt, but acted like she'd never tasted it. She'd bring up things I'd long forgotten as if they'd happened yesterday. Started dredging up old hurts we'd put past us long ago. Can't say. Felt like she wanted to relive the past, good and bad. Don't know what would have brought that on. We lead quiet lives now. Happy lives, I thought. Led, I suppose. She's gone now. If it was even her in the first place.
What happened to her?
Seal led me to our old swimming hole. Hadn't been there in decades. She dove right in like we did as kids. I looked away before she struck the water. She hit hard. When I screwed up the courage to look, just inky black water. She was gone. A lot from our childhood, mostly. If our parents were around, they were deep in the skooma, so Seal and I had to look out for each other. Not so much anymore. The years have been peaceful here. I suppose we'd grown distant before she vanished. No. Maybe. We'd sit down for meals together and tend the farm together, but there's not much to talk about in Farmer's Nook. Another field planted, another day gone by. Was she trying to tell me something? That's right. Even with that ink in the pool, I could tell her body weren't there. I searched around the swimming hole, too. Nothing. Not so much as a wet footprint, or even more of that vile ink, like she'd vanished. We were all a bit shaken by what happened with Igmund, but things were getting back to normal. Until Seal went out to collect logs and didn't return. I begged the others to help me search for her. Truth is, I didn't make it far myself. I thought I heard things in those woods. Even during the day, it felt like something was watching. When she showed up at the house again, I nearly fainted. I should have been relieved. Can a ghost take your hand? Make a meal? If she slept, I never saw it. I barely slept myself.
Sounds like we got us some goblins. I've been around the block a few times. I know when goblins are prying on a town. One right there!
Ah! Careful! You might have scared the mayor. Who are you? What do you want?
I was just talking to your sister on the road. Your grandmother's somewhere around here, old cut-eye.
You've come about Bugtail. I knew someone would, but my neighbors have kept their distance since he returned. I cannot blame them. I scarcely wish to take him back myself, not after Igman and Seal, but I couldn't bring myself to turn him away. Yes? Or rather, I fear I will share his fate. Bugtail rode out to deliver a horse despite my protest. The gelding returned. He did not. Before I would have been the first to go looking, but I dreaded he'd dead or gone for now. Even the horses could tell something was wrong with him. I fought with this one's reins as he groomed her, but she started and kicked Bugtail. Ink sprayed everywhere. When I cleared my eyes, it was over. I do not wish to speak of what has happened here, but...
Oh.
We're out of meat and no hot meals. If those are luxuries to which you're accustomed, you can keep on moving and find another inn. What are you, some sort of adventurer? Yeah. Yeah, you look the part. Sorry I was short with you. Since Igman passed, I've had to work twice as damned fool. He wanted to build a bonfire and drink the night away like we used to. Haven't seen Igman down meat like that since we were barely men. He lost his legs and tumbled into the fire. Nothing but cinders left by the time I doused the blaze. Not so much of a scrap of clothing. Just black, tarry ashes. Never seen anything throw such a thick black smoke. But it didn't smell like you'd expect. Hair and burned flesh. More like old hay or musty linens. I want to know what happened to my brother. Whether he's alive or truly dead. Even if the truth says he really did die in that fire, at least I can put my doubts to rest. What do you... That's right. He'd gone to get supplies from Gideon. What should have been a couple of days turned into more than a week. I'd begun to fear that he'd been robbed and left for dead on the road, but he wandered back into town like nothing. Said he got lost. As if he hadn't walked that road 1,000 times. I'd have accused him of gambling our money away on toad races, but he had every piece of gold he left with. How do you spend a week lost in the wood and not look worse for wear? Like he didn't have a care in the world. He seemed to be enjoying even the usual drudgery. Never thought I'd miss his belly aching over the chores, but he just didn't seem himself.
Anything unusual occur?
No. Things were as they usually are in Farmer's Nook. Uneventful. It's exciting times when our little inn sees more than a couple travelers in a month. Ever since Igman got lost, things have been nothing but trouble.
Why are you having so much trouble then, if there ain't no one here for months, motherfucker? Are you sweeping the bread shelf every day? Stop.
2 others disappeared since Igmund, and all 3 were acting strange before they met untimely ends. If that's even what you could call it. No one wanders from the village now. Some folk are sleeping in my inn just to stick close.
You just saved yourself, motherfucker.
That's right. He'd gone to get supplies from Gideon. What should have been a couple of days turned into...
Wait a moment, stranger. I need to speak with you. So you're the one's been asking questions about the people who've gone missing, then come back wrong?
That's right. Do you know something?
I don't like involving strangers in our affairs, but my daughter's gone. Not the first time, or even the 4th, that Annis has run off, but... Well, you've heard what befell the others. I'm worried she's in real danger.
You got a young, yet old fucking face.
A few days ago, I punished her for neglecting her chores again. She must have snuck out in the night. I couldn't find hide nor hair of her in the morning. She hasn't been home. I just want to know she's all right. I hate asking a stranger to do this, but no one else has the spine to leave the Nook right now. And I can't go traipsing after that rapscallion like I used to. Our house is just over there. She doesn't want... It's not like I... Saline.
Okay, something about saline.
Well, any luck, stranger? We don't have much, I know. Anise never fails to remind me. Have you found anything that's just some old handbill Anise had been hanging on to? Months old. Some vessel seeking fresh-faced deckhands that's long since pulled up anchor. When Anise was little, we couldn't keep her away from it. She'd grab it when we weren't looking and batter the walls and stairs, pretending it was her pirate sword. Drove my husband crazy. I've made do for so long I never bothered to replace it. What's that doing out? Anice's plan for a fort. My husband built it for her when she was about 6. Oh, it must be a moldering wreck by now. Unless... if she hasn't run off to join that elf circuit.
Ah, you're off to find this Anise girl, then. You've been gone for some time. You managed to persuade the locals to share their stories with you, yes? Did their firelight tales share any common themes? Restless phantoms returning to say their last goodbyes before being spirited away once more? This really is beginning to sound like a ghost story. It's all a little too coincidental, don't you think? There has to be... You and Hesef have been our only visitors at the camp. If Anise has only recently gone missing, there may still be a chance for us to find her before she becomes the late... Seeking out a more comforting time, no doubt. Let's hope she has... What a charming little fort, well cared for. Footprints coming here and heading somewhere else. A list of departures. Anise had a mind to travel. I wonder what adventures this tiny sword has seen. seems our pirate raided the pantry before she left. She planned to be gone. I can picture our young heroine, wielding her imagination like a saber and cutting her way through all manner of adventure. I crave adventure and freedom. Play is my only escape. I come here to plan. I fantasize about leaving. Doubt holds me back. I need someone to believe in me. So often I'm alone, but today I have a visitor. Someone I trust. I go with them. I've never been more excited. I believe I have thrust to the heart of the man. Getting into character, you could say. Someone...
I heard you say all that shit, bitch.
The tracks lead to this ruin. Did Annie's come here seeking it? Despite the smell, I don't think that's a funerary urn. The ashes are too fresh. This book is well worn, but hardly old. Given the subject matter, I'd wager there are bits of paper in it. Well, this is troubling.
Jujota. Lizard bear? That's sick. That's cool as fuck. Heartwood. Hell yeah. Dragon Thorn. Hell yeah. Give me the dragonfly.
Anise, everything all right?
You? Your mother's looked all over for you. Where have you been?
Ugh, I ran away again, alright? Just be glad I came back at all. What's the big deal? This is the 7th time I tried running away in 3 years. Why are they all gawping at me like they're afraid to blink?
I'll be back in a second. And you, bitch, get to smolder in your... Delicious.
Do I know? No, I don't know you. Why do you care? And none of those people disappeared. They went after their dreams. I'm not the only one who has those, you know. Nobody wants to be stuck in Farmer's Nook for their whole life.
Sure they do.
They just didn't want anyone to miss them. It's why I'm here now. I didn't want the last time my mom saw me to be after another fight. But they have to let us go sometime. What? No, it's not like they're buried in a crypt or anything. I'm just trying to say I'm not the only one who felt trapped here. I don't know why I'm telling you all this. I don't even know you.
You don't need to know me, bitch. Okay? You don't need to know me.
I hate to interrupt, but may we have a word in private? So, that's Anis Favrod. What do you make of her? How apropos, considering that little library we found is a shrine to Hermaeus Mora. Though I'm still not sure how the Demon of Knowledge fits into this puzzle of ours. Why would Anis consort with it? Perhaps I should have made an offering of my own? It certainly looks that way. I didn't find anything relating to the ritual that was performed at that shrine, but some of those moldy tomes shed a little light on things. The Aliads, who used to live out here, revered Mora as their principal prince. The shrine we found was simply one of many ruins. I discovered record of another ruin near to Farmer's Nook. If we're dealing with a cult, or some other servants of Mora, it would make the perfect hideaway. What do you say we go check it out? The ruin I spoke of is north of town, not too far. I'll have a word with the innkeeper and Hesef about keeping Anis occupied while we work, but if you wish to speak with anyone else before we head out, I'll wait here. We have reason.
I'm not talking to that old bitch. I ain't got time for that.
Stand back, you e-swab! You cannot board this vessel until you have satisfied me, the mighty Flicker!
Look out, she's... Mighty Flicker? From the saga of Captain Wereshark? That I did not expect. I'm afraid I only have a cursory knowledge of the Captain Wereshark series. I find adventure stories rather shallow for a genre that professes to explore great depths. Try flipping through that book for inspiration. Or, while that would make an extraordinary claim for the game of boasts, the mighty Flicker there is nothing more than an illusion. The ward upon the door you'll find much stronger.
Interesting, interesting. The ward upon the door.
I'm afraid no need to be so lit.
Ha! Think you can sail with me, wee one? I've felled giants like trees. I've slapped a dragon around until it got down and licked my hand. I've kicked Molag Bal in the arse once, and he begged me to do it again. Ha ha! Answer me this. Why do we sail? And there you have it. What birth is...
swallow you like so many. The high seas run deeper than any river, filled with the blood of enemies. A challenge awaits you, sailor. Are you prepared to give our journey your all? Or will you wilt like a mushroom in summer? Tell me, speak true. Why do we sail? I erect the spine of respect. I have fought countless monsters alongside the were-shark.
You look fucking
Yet
awesome,
none has
Mr.
ever bested me in
Argonian.
battle, much to my regret. One day, I hope, I will meet that which can kill me. Now, face two scars, and rejoice in Sithis.
Thank you. So, you've impressed the big bear and the hard turtle. So what? I walk in the shadow and sleep in the trees. I drink snake venom and piss-honeyed mead. I'm the baddest,
Ooh,
sharpest,
you're a
meanest
chickpea,
pirate
huh?
on the high seas. But I don't sail alone. Why? That's right. We're family. Every one of us, from the captain himself to the lowliest swabber.
Your performance could have used more verve, but it seems the Guardians aren't judging on enthusiasm. Let's head inside.
Ooh, entered into some moaning and shit? Interesting.
Oriel above. It's Anis and all the others. They appear to be alive. Let's try waking them.
Dare ye cross sabers with Red Anise? Huh.
Gold. So much gold.
Ah! Woo! I think it was coming right for you, Alchemy.
Yes, bring Bugtail more sweet rolls.
Oh, darling. That's lovely.
It's a dream. They're all dreaming. This is no normal sleep, but it's oddly benign for a curse. None of these people appear to be in distress. In fact, they seem to be dozing quite serenely. Some of them have been missing for weeks, yet they show no signs of poor health.
Interesting.
Not from the spell they're under, no. Though why they were made to sleep and what our mystery stranger intends for them is still very much unknown. I believe so, but I'm not entirely certain we should. Right now, the spell isn't doing any harm, but tampering with it could change that. I'd like to get a better idea how Anis and the others came under this spell before I start striking it through. Now that you've rehearsed your role, let's cast you as a pirate in her fantasy. See if... When you're ready, place a hand on Anis's forehead.
You just said
and
don't
start
fuck with the
counting
spell.
sails.
And the first thing you're gonna do is fuck with the spell by sending me into her brain.
Look alive! The dead have come for us!
If you came to help, you have my thanks. But it's not needed. Looks like Prince Vogger is going down with his ship. Not that the ship is going down, I mean. It's just... You know what I mean. What did you... No. I'm Red Anise, the Crimson Shrike, and I'll skewer any swab who says otherwise. Stow it, sailor. With Prince Vogger dead, we need to find his treasure. Check his cabin, while I search the rest.
Sithis does not require, I mean.
That's it then? Well, let's have a look. I know. I just want to celebrate victory.
Take the portal. Yeah.
You're awake! Good. It's been a while since I've worked any magic that didn't involve sleight of hand. Anise is still soundly. So, she stepped right into the story that's inspired her since she was little. That explains the ritual with that book. How better to keep her under the spell than to put her in a prison she wouldn't want? You're telling me this crest didn't take her place? They traded for it? And not just her, but everyone here. What does Cress have to gain from these bargains? To infiltrate the town? What could a sleepy village offer someone who can create dreams? The deal they made isn't so harmless as they might have believed. You've seen how frightened the villagers are. How many more need to vanish before Cress has whatever it is they want? They won't like it. Here we go. Pray that a rude awakening is the worst they have to suffer. It's ready. Wake Anise, and the curse will break.
Farewell, Captain. All right, so we're awake. Dreams shattered. A life of brooms and boredom ahead. Happy now? Cress is different. They looked like Bugtail when they approached me, but his clothes were covered in ink and he seemed unwell. They confessed that they weren't who they appeared to be, but they needed my help. Cress didn't look suspicious to me, just sad, vulnerable. They said they screwed up again, that they couldn't be who they were trying to be. Cress knew I didn't want to stay in Farmer's Nook, so they offered to take my place. I think they were running away too, from a life they didn't want to go back to. You know how many times I tried to do that? But I could never just leave my mom behind, alone. I thought we'd all be happy this way.
She would not.
Mother?
Where are we? Some kind of tomb? Where's my treasure? Last I remember, I was in my... Wait. So this is real? The dream is gone? My treasure's gone? Why would he think I'm dead? That's not what Cress promised. He said he'd just be me. He even agreed to do my chores. Was that all a bunch of hogwash? Heck of a way to go. Wait, is Cress dead then?
How could you do this?
How could you wake me? Cress said it was a damned sight better than this. I had a castle, servants, suitors hanging off my every word. I had everything I ever wanted. You don't know what it's like for us, growing up. We had nothing. Hasef? Hasef seems happy with his plow and his pigs. He's a grown man, and more capable than I am at fending for himself. He doesn't need me anymore. And Cress was supposed to keep him company. We dead? Oh, Hasef, I never wanted that.
So delicious, so moist, and rich and warm. So much frosting. This one can just barely still taste them. The sweet rolls. The most delicious, moist, warm, fragrant sweet roll. Yes! What else would one dream about? Have you never known the ecstasy of sweet moon sugar cream melting upon your tongue? This one has not tasted true sugar since he left elsewhere. He has missed it so. So he could, if he were satisfied with iced rolls grown stale from weeks on the road. But when one offers the chance to have them at their freshest and most perfect, oh,
I mean, he's not full of shit.
Oh, thank you for finding my girl. I'd never imagined she'd have gone to such lengths to get away from here. I should have listened sooner. I followed you. I was glad to see Annie's back in town. But I knew deep down that wasn't my girl, and watching her act the part made the worry in my gut so much. Back at the Happy Crow, I told Brayden he could put whatever she liked on my tab if it kept her occupied. If you wish to find the freeloader, that's where...
We will try not to judge them too harshly for their grouchiness. We just rip them from the most pleasant slumber they've ever experienced. We should be off at once to detain Cress. I'll be right behind you. It could be that the two spells were mingling. That's not something seen often. Or perhaps it's simply that this Cress person was also inspired by Anis's dream. Why indeed? It's easy to guess what motivated these people to pursue their wildest dreams, but the workings of this Cress's mind are inscrutable. What would you do if you were them? Would you leap at the chance to live a perfect fantasy?
Ooh, now here comes some real world, people need me here. And never abandon the real world. I will admit it is tempting. Okay, let's say tomorrow I wake up. I'm at the gas station. I open the door of the gas station, and then as that door's opening, it like opens into a new realm. And you got like my dad walking up behind me, and he doesn't see this new realm yet. Only I do. Do I walk through it, let the door close behind me, and explore this new fucking world that's in front of me? Take a 50-50 on death instantly? Or do I shut that door, wait for my dad to get to me, and open the door and see if it's still there? You know, like do that kind of thing. I think I would. Yeah, that's a difficult one. Like if aliens landed and were like, hey, you know, we're going past Earth. You'll never see it again, but, you know, we jumped to fucking millions of planets.
Indeed. We've all had to make choices about what we're willing to risk to attain our desires. Cress's bargain promises perfection without the sacrifice. Who wouldn't be tempted? Is a life without need or want truly fulfilling? I can't say. They have a look about them, one I've seen before. It's the look of a skooma addict, sick and desperate on the street, lost without their escape. With the help and support of those who love them, one can hope. Ultimately, it will be up to each of them to decide what's most important to them.
I agree. fucking crocodile.
Hey, you. Have you seen Anise? Have you seen Anise? She ran off. Mile asked me to keep the girl occupied, so I kept her mug full and listened to her go on about her pirate stories. I was getting famished, so I asked Hesef to watch her while I made a stew. That was the last I saw her, until I heard Hesef calling. They were playing cards when she just bolted out of her chair like a snake biter and ran out the door. He chased her, but Hesef's not much of a... Hold on, real Anise? Who was it we've been...
Sounds like this guard should have fucking helped. Hands behind the back, walking like you got a big dick. You a Templar. I always said stay away from them people. Another fucking lizard bear, ignore that shit. Ignore my voice crack too. If you mention it, I'll fucking ban you.
I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. You're the one I don't know. Why are you here? I didn't run away again, I promise. Excuse me? You don't even know me. I am Anise. I can prove it. I'm her twin sister. I can't be Anise anymore, I know. Maybe I could be someone else. What about you? Can I be you?
Enough of this charade, Cress. Off with your false face.
What are...
Oh! Oh my god!
You're a Daedra?
Gross!
Wait! Don't hurt me. I didn't do anything. I just gave them what they wanted.
Why are you trading places with the people in this town?
I just want to live. Like you. I'm so tired of watching. I don't want to go back. Don't make me go back.
Back
to
where?
The unbound library of the one who knows.
Oh,
to
fucking...
record what was observed.
To fucking...
That is our purpose. To watch your lives and ink the details down.
Australia.
Day in, day out. Always the same. They know it too. The people here. That's why I offered an escape. I kept getting it wrong. Being a person. Despite all I knew, I kept making mistakes. Bad, painful mistakes I couldn't undo. Yes, please. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. I won't cause any more trouble.
What do you do if you stay?
Well, I don't know what I'll do without a mortal form, but I'll think of something.
Can't you just take another form?
I need a mortal pack to do anything more than create an illusion. I traded dreams because they are the neighbor of knowledge and within my reach. I don't have much else to offer a mortal in exchange. Correct. The terms are not important. Only the bargain matters. If I find someone willing to form a less troublesome pact, then this is where the one who knows sent me. It is what I know. I thought I could live here and no one would treat me any differently. I could finally experience all the things I'd only observed. Friendship, love,
Why did your master send you to watch this
need
place?
to know, as they must. Your tiny pupil suggests that is insufficient. The one who knows seeks all knowledge. We observe so that all becomes known. We are the one's eyes, and we are multitudes. Alone. I suppose I am. I had not considered that. I will no longer be a part of the One, but something separate. It's unsettling. The one who knows watches most. The One seeks not to change, but to observe. If the One sees me here, they will know what was once unknown. I would return to Apocrypha and resume the catalog of all things until I've exhausted my knowledge, and the One who knows casts me into the world to observe again. That would not be, in mortal terms, for a very long time.
So, this pitiable creature wants to escape its lot in life, too. Even Daedra dared to dream. I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't feel... When a hopeful becomes a player in the House of Reveries, they cast off their old identity and assume their new role completely. Such a serious commitment attracts only those who most desire an escape from their prior circumstances. I'm no different.
Crazy.
Misguided as Cress was, I don't believe they acted in malice. There aren't many stories of compassionate Daedra, but it seems at least some of them might be true. The question is, does this little Daedra's story have to end in tragedy?
End in tragedy. You have an alternative?
It may fly in the face of common sense, but I think Cress might have the makings of a fine player. They're a bit unrefined, but taking on a new role seems to come naturally, and they'll never forget their lines. I could sponsor them to the house. All's well that ends.
Yep.
All right.
You get the hell out of here.
I have a
cut
deal.
you down.
You do? Does this mean I can stay?
No, not in Farmer's Nook, anyway.
Oh. Does it mean I don't have to go back to the library?
Yes, and you will get to live a great many incredible lives.
I can? What do you need me to do?
Watch and learn. You're going to be my apprentice. Now, let's get you a mask.
Some rat. Level 10, boys! Sure, why not? We'll get rid of that fucking... We'll go over here and hit this way shrine and keep going. Right now I only have 3 dungeons. That's actually so nice. Fungal Grotto is so easy. Even though I hate it. Scared the fuck out of me.
I'm certain you look quite capable. We have all... Time is a force of change.
Glad you made it.
We should
I wasn't looking forward to going much deeper without you. So this is Blood Run Cave, huh? Creepy.
Tuma Mazath already uncovered the remains. Quickly, destroy them. All that is created must eventually be destroyed, and then renewed. The cycle is unbroken.
Oh, better cells. Fuck. What aren't you doing? Kill these interlopers.
Three of mine.
Falador! You live!
I do, though I've seen better days. The High Lord's power has grown. He would not have been able to escape our predecessors as he has escaped us today. We need to go after him.
That makes sense. His power has grown.
What delightful folly is this? The Keepers have enlisted an outsider to face me? You fools have fallen so low! There are easier ways to prove your bravery, mortal. Turn back, or you'll share the Keeper's fate.
Complete to your sanctuary! Hit off more than I could do. Almost got fucked up there thinking I could big dick it.
It's Varanil! Haraldor! See to him!
By the Empyrean light.
Should have took care of that one once he disappeared. Oh my god, that's one of the God damn, my inventory is full again? Holy shit.
Over there,
Still gonna get
we
full
found her.
to big combo things.
I see her. Let's hope she lives. We'll need her before the day is done.
She's going to be fine. Her little restoration magic. We should be considering how to handle the High Kinlord.
Even if we defeat him, how do we contain him? He's already escaped once. If we could control Daedric magic, perhaps this wouldn't have happened. What do you think, Sirion? Fight fire with fire?
Stay your tongue, Veranil. You insult your lineage by even thinking it. Does the High Kinlord's fate appeal to you so? We go with my plan and divide his essence among us. He can't escape his prison if he's not whole.
That was bullshit. Better at popping them synergies, boy. Oh, I don't believe I have an XP scroll. Oh, this is
Is that you, Sirion? I'm going to enjoy this. Ah, it's the outsider. So the keepers are afraid to face me. Very well. You'll die in their stead.
Eternal Staff of Torment.
You think you've beaten me? How amusing. Haven't you noticed that the pact I made protects me from death?
Ignore his words, Keepers. Begin the separation.
I'm not confident this will work, Sirion.
What are you lot doing? Oh, I do so love to see magic. Is that what this is?
Ooh.
This isn't as grand as the spells I learned from the Daedra. But I don't expect much from mortal. Remember, children, you'll never keep me here of your own accord. Not when the Daedra fight for me. Perhaps you'd fare better if you had Daedra on your side.
His madness nears delirium. Ignore him, Keepers. Bind the High Kinlord.
By the light imbuing, the keepers of the banished cells hereby condemn Release the 12th to imprisonment unending.
Oh my, it looks like you've won. Old Relis's days of freedom are over, it seems.
I thought you said this bastard wouldn't be able to speak.
The prison's not perfect, yet. But we have time, and Relis isn't going anywhere. I'll make sure of it. Thanks to you, Relis will never see Tamriel again. The situation would be dire had he escaped to the surface. You have been a boon to us. We Keepers would have failed our people if it weren't for you. We'll have to continue to refine Relis's prison, but even the Daedra should have trouble breaking it through. In ages past, the vilest of my people were interred here as punishment. Today, the banished cells contain a sole prisoner, High Kinlord Relis the 12th. Relis is long dead, but his Daedric pact sustains him, and a prisoner he...
Well, that was good. Okay, level 13.
Ah! Ah!
Let's look at my character stats. Shit! God damn. Well, I'll never use that, like... but I can learn sharpen, precise. Before we do that, let's go take care of this inventory. And then we should probably hop on our high level for a little bit. See what we can get accomplished from him. Going to David's watch.
How would you like to do something worthwhile?
No, I don't want to help you and your people. First thing I want to do. Come on! Load! There she is. Bam.
Open for business.
Too bad you can't just pre-buy everything. That wouldn't make sense.
Hear ye, card sharps and collectors.
Resisting is
Test
punishment.
your wits and courage in a brand new card game. Tales of Tribute.
There's someone scarier. I guess it's time to get started on this shit. Used? Learn divines on that now.
Looking to craft. We tan, we
sell.
What is that? I told you. What is that thing? How many fucking...
Oh, no, I want to buy those back.
This is how you're back.
Okay, so that's that money dropped off on this guy.
Do you know how long I've been looking for you?
No, I don't give a fuck. I don't know, but looking for me. Yeah. So them are the two I'm gonna work on when the new DLC drops. For a 4-star club zone. Yep, that's where I'm going to end the stream. Oh, my whole body hurts.